Various parts of the country at the moment are grappling with nature's fury, with devastation and despair reaching unprecedented levels. Amidst this chaos, we bring you two extraordinary stories that shine through the darkness, tales of hope, determination, and resilience against insurmountable odds. In Uttarakhand, the SDRF averted what could have been another Kedarnath tragedy, while in Kerala, forest officers risked everything to save a family trapped by relentless floods and landslides. Welcome to Indian Masterminds. I'm Srajan Girdonia and you are watching our weekly news show, Bureaucracy This Week. As the clock struck 8:30 p.m. on July 31st, 2024, the calm of Kedarnath pilgrimage route shattered with reports of an unprecedented disaster. The night sky, already darkened by the absence of moonlight, was torn apart by torrential rains and a devastating cloudburst. The pilgrimage, meant to be a spiritual journey for thousands, had turned into a scene of utter chaos. Approximately 10,000 pilgrims found themselves surrounded by raging waters, with landslides and flooding making any escape seem impossible. Fears of a repeat of the 2013 Kedarnath disaster, which claimed over 6,000 lives, loomed large. Amidst the rising panic and the roaring Mandakini River, the State Disaster Response Force, or SDRF, of Uttarakhand, led by the resolute IPS officer Manikant Mishra, launched one of the most daring rescue operations in recent history. The first sign of trouble reached the SDRF team stationed at an altitude of 7,000 feet, a report of a missing pilgrim near Lincholi, a critical point on the route to Kedarnath. Despite the downpour and near zero visibility, a 6-member SDRF team immediately set out on foot, knowing the clock was ticking. They hadn't advanced far when disaster struck again. A secondary cloudburst at Bhimbali triggered yet another torrent of water and debris. The team, undeterred, climbed onto massive boulders to avoid being swept away, demonstrating the resilience and quick thinking that would come to define the entire operation. As they approached Lincholi, the situation became even more dire. The raging waters of the Mandakini River had isolated more than 400 pilgrims, forcing them to seek refuge on high rocks. With roads washed away and bridges destroyed, traditional evacuation methods were rendered useless. Here, the SDRF's meticulous planning and innovative use of technology came into play. Commandant Mishra ordered the deployment of drones, which quickly became the eyes of the operation. These drones provided real-time aerial footage, allowing the team to assess the landscape, identify the safest evacuation routes, and pinpoint the exact locations of stranded pilgrims. The team faced multiple challenges, not the least of which was the treacherous terrain. Landslides had created marshy conditions, turning every step into a potential hazard. The SDRF, trained in both modern rescue techniques and traditional methods, adapted swiftly. On 1st August, they began constructing alternate routes along the riverbanks, using ropes to secure the pilgrims and makeshift bridges to traverse the most dangerous sections. This methodical approach allowed them to navigate the landscape with a precision that saved lives. Despite these efforts, the situation continued to evolve rapidly. By 2nd August, the river had risen to levels that made the existing paths completely unusable. In response, the SDRF adapted once more, preparing a new route on the opposite side of the hill. This new path, though steep and treacherous, provided a crucial escape for the trapped pilgrims. The restoration of the Bhimbali helipad was another critical task undertaken by the SDRF. Clearing debris and boulders from the helipad allowed for the safe airlifting of the most vulnerable pilgrims, showcasing the comprehensive nature of the SDRF's approach to disaster management. Innovation was not limited to the use of drones. The SDRF's approach also involved integrating technology with traditional expertise. On the night of 1st August, as the primary trekking path became increasingly unsafe due to falling debris, Commandant Mishra instructed the teams to use drones to identify alternate routes. This real-time assessment allowed the team to make quick, informed decisions, ensuring both their safety and that of the pilgrims. On 3rd August, when rising water levels threatened the newly established paths, the SDRF teams once again adapted, creating a new 2-kilometer route to Munkutia. This steep and challenging path became the lifeline for hundreds of pilgrims, demonstrating the SDRF's ability to innovate under pressure. The dedication of the SDRF personnel was evident in every aspect of the operation. On 4th August, despite the grounding of helicopters due to severe weather, the SDRF teams used drones to locate and rescue 15 people, including 4 Nepalese youth who were stranded in forested areas and along riverbanks. The SDRF's ability to adapt to challenging conditions, coupled with their use of cutting-edge technology, played a crucial role in these rescues. The teams also led 114 pilgrims through the 35-kilometer Jal Chaumasi trekking route to Kalimat, a grueling journey that highlighted their endurance and commitment. As the operation progressed, the SDRF's relentless search efforts continued. On 5th and 6th August, extensive search operations in the Gaurikund to Lincholi area, aided by drone technology, resulted in the recovery of 2 bodies. These efforts underscored the SDRF's unwavering commitment to leaving no one behind, even in the face of immense challenges. By 7th August, the SDRF had successfully rescued 7,498 pilgrims, a staggering achievement that highlighted the force's preparedness, bravery, and coordination. The operation was not just a rescue mission. It was a testament to the importance of combining traditional expertise with cutting-edge technology in disaster management. The SDRF's actions during the Kedarnath disaster of 2024 exemplified how a well-prepared, innovative, and responsive disaster management team can make the difference between life and death in the times of crisis. Under the guidance of Inspector General SDRF, Ms. Riddhim Agrawal, and the leadership of Commandant Mishra, the SDRF's success was a shining example of what can be achieved through meticulous planning, strategic deployment, and the integration of technology. This operation, marked by the seamless coordination between different agencies, including the district police and the meteorological department, demonstrated the importance of having a disaster management force that is both proactive and adaptable. As we reflect on the events of those harrowing days, it is clear that the SDRF's preparedness, combined with their ability to innovate and adapt in real time, was instrumental in preventing a catastrophe on the scale of the 2013 disaster. The efforts of the SDRF not only saved thousands of lives, but also reinforced the importance of being ready for the unexpected. In the face of nature's fury, the SDRF stood as a beacon of hope, proving that with the right training, tools, and teamwork, even the most daunting challenges can be overcome. Now, from the mountains in the north, we move to the mountains in the south, to Kerala's Wayanad, where nature's fury is in full force, where massive landslides have wreaked havoc for over a week, with the official death toll reaching 400, and over 150 people are still missing. From the devastation, we bring the story of a heroic rescue mission. Let's take a look. Trapped in a remote cave, cut off from the world by landslides and torrential rain, a tribal family in Kerala's Wayanad faced a terrifying ordeal. With no food, no help, and the clock ticking down, the survival seemed impossible. Until a team of forest officials embarked on a mission so daring, it pushed the limits of human courage. This is the story of a rescue that defied the odds, where the line between life and death was drawn by sheer determination. The state of Kerala is in the grip of an unparalleled natural disaster. The destruction is widespread, with entire villages buried under debris and more than 4,000 people displaced, seeking refuge in hastily set up relief camps. Rescue operations are ongoing but face significant challenges due to the continuous threat of further landslides, heavy rains, and the treacherous terrain. Against this devastating backdrop, on the night of July 30th, 3 major landslides struck Wayanad, isolating remote tribal communities from any means of assistance. Amidst this chaos, a tribal family, including 4 young children, found themselves trapped in a cave atop a hill. Their only connection to the outside world was severed, and with no food or help in sight, their survival seemed bleak. 2 days later, forest officials conducting checks in the tribal colony of Attamala came across Shanta, a distressed mother from the Panya community, who revealed that her family was stranded in the cave. Her appearance was a stark reminder of the dire situation in Wayanad, where continuous rains had rendered traditional routes impassable, making rescue efforts nearly impossible. Shanta and her young son, driven by hunger and desperation, had ventured out in search of food, risking the perilous conditions outside. Upon learning of the family's plight, Kalpetta Range Forest Officer K. Hashish, along with Section Forest Officer B. Jayachandran, Beat Forest Officer K. Anil Kumar, and Rapid Response Team member Anup Thomas immediately organized a rescue mission. The team faced a daunting journey, a 7-kilometer trek through dense forest, steep inclines, and landslide-ravaged terrain, made even more treacherous by the ongoing heavy rains. Navigating an almost 70-degree incline, the team had to tie ropes to trees to avoid slipping into the deep gorges below. Their determination was unyielding as they pressed forward despite the constant threat of further landslides and the knowledge that many had already perished in similar conditions across the district. When the team reached the cave, they found 3 children and their father, Krishnan, huddled together, their faces etched with fear and exhaustion. The cave, partially submerged in water, was a stark reminder of the unrelenting rain that had transformed the once stable ground into a death trap. Initially hesitant to leave, Krishnan was eventually persuaded by the team after realizing the imminent threat posed by the unstable terrain above them, which could give way at any moment. The forest officers, equipped with minimal resources, had to think on their feet. Using a single blanket, they carefully cut it into strips to fashion makeshift slings. These slings were their only means to securely carry the children down the steep, slippery slopes. With sheer determination and teamwork, they each took turns cradling the children in these slings, navigating the perilous path that could have led to a 100-meter fall if any mistake was made. It was incredibly risky. One wrong step could have meant disaster, but we were determined to save those children. We took turns carrying them in the slings, carefully navigating the rocky terrain. Every step had to be measured. We knew there was no room for error. The children's lives depended on it. The return journey, fraught with danger, took another grueling 4.5 hours. The forest officers, battling exhaustion themselves, fed the children from their limited rations and secured them to their bodies, using ropes tied to trees and rocks to safely navigate the treacherous, slippery path. Each step was taken with the utmost caution as the rain-soaked ground threatened to give way underfoot. Upon finally reaching their local office in Attamala, the officers were greeted by a small group of anxious onlookers. The children, now safe but visibly drained, were immediately given food, warm clothing, and medical attention. The relief was palpable, but the harsh reality of the ongoing devastation in Wayanad was ever present. The children, along with their father, were quickly transported to a nearby hospital for further care, ensuring their recovery after such a harrowing ordeal. The images of forest officials feeding water to the children from their cupped hands and carrying them safely down the mountain have become symbols of hope and resilience in a state battling one of its darkest hours. The miraculous rescue operation moved the entire nation. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan praised the courage and dedication of the forest officials, stating, 6 precious lives were saved from a remote tribal settlement after a tireless 8-hour operation by our courageous forest officials in landslide-hit Wayanad. Their heroism reminds us that Kerala's resilience shines brightest in the darkest times. United in hope, we will rebuild and emerge stronger. As the rescue mission came to an end, the triumph of saving those innocent lives stood in stark contrast to the overwhelming devastation that continues to unfold across Kerala. The bravery of these forest officials who risked their lives without hesitation offers a beacon of hope in a time of immense sorrow. While the state faces one of its darkest chapters, this story reminds us that amidst the chaos, there are heroes who rise to the challenge, embodying the resilience that will see Kerala through its recovery. The path ahead is uncertain, but as long as there are those willing to brave the storm, there is hope. So that is it for this episode. What do you think about this week's show? Let us know in the comments. Also, subscribe to Indian Masterminds for more stories about Indian bureaucracy. I'm Srajan Girdonia. You are watching Indian Masterminds. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay tuned.